I already told him just like this. Hey, we ain't getting on this woofing or talking crazy about this, man. I said that respectfully here. I got niggas in my DM hitting a nigga up talking to me, talking about it, knocked me out and did this. All the nigga heard was I got it on 4 extra. And the nigga just, everybody
who's been going a little bit viral, who made a video from jail or from prison, and he's from Denver Lanes.
Oh,
and he was saying that he whooped you back in the day.
Oh man,
I was surprised.
The Gucci nigga, we used to play poker with a Gucci vest on in the county. Nigga. It was Friday night. We used to go get dressed. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in dress.
Got Gucci beanies.
It's level to this game. Intellectual street YouTuber. It's either in you or it's on you. No in between. What's the deal? What's the word? Cash Rules Global TV. Tapping in. Back at it again. Had to open up them trap doors. Finna rip up this content, push it out, and get it going, you heard? If you new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Bang that like button, you hear me? And let me know what you want to see. More importantly, bang that like button, you hear me? And let me know. Holla. Baby Brazy been tearing the streets up on lanes, on Denver lanes, on Whoop, you hear me? Been a lot of controversy, shaking shit up. You know, y'all first heard about him with the 4 extra squabble story on lanes. Then he got into it with Snoopy, for lack of better words. Now he just who's who on fire, you hear me? Everybody always asking when blood get out, yada yada, whoopty whoop. Well, this give you the backstory of Baby Brazy. Let's get into it on lanes, globes in the chat.
Last night were shot and killed by 2 suspects who walked up and started firing.
In today's video, we'll be discussing the murders of Nathaniel Ankar and Kaylin Warren, who were shot and killed in the Florence neighborhood of LA, and Steven Johnson, who was shot and killed in Vermont Vista, according to LA County coroner records. Cedric Devontae Parker and DeAndre Bonner were subsequently arrested and charged with the murders. The following is the evidence at trial. Defendants were members of the Denver Lane Bloods. On January 17, 2016, defendant stole a vehicle from Edward at gunpoint. Approximately 35 minutes later, defendant used Edward's vehicle to perpetrate a drive-by shooting at several persons standing in front of a liquor store, wounding Elliot.
Came to the smoke and convenience store at around.
Blood stole the whip to get busy on lanes like that. That's how you was feeling? That's what you on? I guess that's what it is, blood.
In 2016, defendant stole a vehicle from Edward at gunpoint. Approximately 35 minutes later, defendant used Edward's vehicle to perpetrate a drive-by shooting at several persons standing in front of a liquor store, wounding Elliot. The liquor store was in territory of the Hoover Criminals, a rival gang of the Denver Lane Bloods. At defendant's preliminary hearing, Edward testified that while he was fueling his white Volkswagen Beetle at a gas station, 2 men approached him. The man asked where he was from and stated they were Denver Lane Bloods. One of the men reached for Edward's necklace and Edward slapped the man's hand away. The man drew a gun and Edward fled. One or both of the men drove off in Edward's Volkswagen. According to the police report, Edward told police that one of the men had a cast on his arm, but Edward testified he didn't remember saying that. In addition to Edward's prior testimony, the prosecution presented surveillance video from the gas station at the time of the carjacking, which among other things showed the 2 perpetrators arriving in a black Volkswagen Beetle with 1 white fender and a missing gas cap. Cell phone location data placed defendants Parker's and Bonner's phones near the gas station around the time of the carjacking. A woman who was defendant Parker's girlfriend at the time of the carjacking testified that she had a black.
So did Blood tell or did he not tell? What's the deal? Not Baby Brazy, but how they got all this information on Whoop?
Black Volkswagen Beetle with a missing gas cap and 1 fender lighter than the rest of the car, and identified the car in the surveillance video as her Beetle. She testified that defendant Parker sometimes drove her car. She remembered that about 3 years earlier, defendant Parker had a cast on his hand. On February 21st, 2016,
So y'all gotta remember what G said. Got it, you hear me? Devil keep on talking to me, say you better not leave a witness, you hear me? If any civilian see what you do, what you own, they got the right to call their government official on you, you hear me? That's what they pay for. They're part of the system, the program.
Defendant Bonner fired multiple shots from his vehicle at a vehicle occupied by victim Nathaniel Ankar and Letitia, killing Ankar. Letitia testified that around 9 p.m. on February 21st,
That's 2 down. Count 2 for Baby B Brazy on lanes.
2016, her fiance, victim Ankar, was driving his Chevy Tahoe with Letitia in the passenger seat. While they were stopped at a traffic light, a car pulled up on the passenger side of the Tahoe. Letitia thought this was unusual because there was only one lane traveling in that direction, meaning the other car had to move up between the Tahoe and the curb. Letitia saw a person staring out the window of the car at them. She brought this to the victim's attention. The victim didn't say anything but reclined Letitia's seat back. When the light turned green, the victim started speeding down the street. Letitia heard gunshots and the Tahoe crashed. Letitia saw that the victim
Shots fired. That's 3 for B Brazy. Damn. Demon time.
was bleeding from his forehead and was not responsive. A forensic pathologist
R.I.P. the blood to the victim. Dome shot on lanes.
testified that the victim died from a gunshot wound to his temple. Cell tower records indicated that defendant Bonner's cell phone was in the area of the shooting shortly before the shooting occurred.
Man, keep them cell phones at home when y'all pulling them skits. You hear me?
A firearms examiner testified that .380 caliber shell casings recovered from the scene had been fired from the same weapon as casings recovered from the shootings of Elliott and victim Johnson. On March 18, 2016, defendant Parker fired a gun from his vehicle, killing victim Kaylin Warren, who was riding past on a mini bike. At about 2:30 p.m., victim Warren was riding a mini bike west on 76th Street when a person inside a light-colored sedan shot at him multiple times. The victim, who was wounded, crashed the bike and fell to the sidewalk. He was taken to the
Is that count 4 or count 5 for the whoops? Y'all tell me, gang.
hospital where he was pronounced dead at 2:55 p.m. On March 21st, 2016, at around 11:20 p.m., defendant shot and killed victim Stephen Johnson. The victim was affiliated with the Hoover criminals, and the area in which he was killed was claimed by that gang.
So he going Baby B Brazy on the Hoovers. Sheesh. Can't disrespect the set, you hear me? But y'all know how that shit go, blood. Damn.
At about
So now I see why it's called the Rolling Lanes, you hear me? Because shit, Rolling don't fuck with them either.
11:20 p.m., victim Johnson was standing in the area when two people walked up and fired multiple shots in his direction. The victim was struck and fell to the sidewalk, while the gunman got into a light-colored SUV and drove east on 88th Street.
That's 5, count 5 or count 6 for Baby B Brazy. Damn, Lane's up in scope.
Detective Meckrick opined that defendant Bonner was a member of Denver Lane Bloods based on his tattoos, Facebook posts, and messages with gang jargon, photographs and videos of Bonner displaying gang signs, and Bonner's association with other gang members, and recorded calls to which Meckrick had listened in. Meckrick similarly opined that defendant Parker was an active member of the Denver Lane Bloods based on defendant Bonner's Facebook postings referring to Parker, the photographs and videos, and Parker's association with other gang members, and recorded calls to which Meckrick had listened. Following the trial, the jury found defendants guilty on all charges and found all special circumstances as to the murder counts true. The court imposed 2 sentences.
Jeez, before we get to this sentence, Baby B Brazy. Now I see why you be telling niggas, do not trip when I get out, don't ask, but I'm working on it. You hear me? Hit the law library, B.
Of life without the possibility of parole on Parker, as well as a total of 219 years and 8 months to life. The court imposed
218 years, 19 years to life. Y'all just be throwing sentences out there, huh? All right, blood.
2 sentences of life without the possibility of parole on Bonner, as well as a total of 256 years and 8 months to life. Nathaniel Joseph Ankar was 40 years old at the time of death. Kaylin.
Hey, that's the story of Baby B Brazy, the Denver Lane who's who. You hear me? Got the internet on fire. Hey, good job. I had a link in the description. You hear me? Let me know what y'all think about that, Global Gang. You hear me? He just trying to pass that time, do the best that he can. You hear me? Blood need to hit the law library and go get it in. Who's Who, y'all go check out Blood page. And that's what the story of Baby B Brazy is, the Denver Lane assassin. Do all them bodies count for a definition of a serial? You hear me? Globes in the chat. If y'all feeling that, bang that like button. Remember, all money ain't good money, and slow motion damn show better than no motion. Cash Rules Global TV. We gonna keep them trap doors open. It's level to this game. Intellectual street YouTuber. It's either in you or it's on you. No in between.
Posted on the front, I be walking where you can't go. Real is on my side, they gon' cook you if I say so. Then like go and trade like we racing. All this ice around my